Hey, greetings, family. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Wait. There you go. Yeah, greetings in the name of His and Her Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie the First, Empress Wazira Menon. Yes, family. One perfect balance. Yeah, though. I trust that everybody is doing well on this wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. I feel amazing, amazing. Had a very productive day. It was great, great. I mean, I just thankful, man. It was a good day. Today was indeed a good day. So some folks wonder, well, what made it so good? But I got a lot of work done on the farm this morning, which was, yeah, she was missing me for a couple of days. Had to take care of some other stuff, but that went really well. So that was good to go. And then everything kind of fell into place behind that one after the other. When you in tune with the universe, and I gotta say in tune because sometimes things go and you might think, well, damn, I don't like what's happening. And usually your first reaction is to think that this is negative or this is bad. But there's always a balance. There's always a balance. So no matter how much something may seem negative or something may appear as if it's not going the way you would like it, something good always comes out of it once that is your mindset. Because like I said, it's by renewing of the mind that we create the reality that we live in. So don't let anybody pollute your thoughts with their negativity or their ideas of what they think your life should be. Just manifest your destiny, period, whatever that may be. Just manifest that, because as simple as that might seem, you'd be surprised if just by changing a simple thought you have can change your whole reality. I mean, out of darkness, light appears in an instant. There's always a balance. Get that. Always a balance. So, having said that, you all already know, go tell a friend to tell a friend. Tonight, the question is, who do we hold accountable? Who do we hold accountable? Well, accountable for what, Emmanuel? Well, we're gonna take a little trip down memory lane tonight. And I'm gonna show you all tonight why we can't get this thing resolved the way we think we're gonna resolve it. Today was supposed to be August the 31st. There was supposed to be a day where folks would have stayed at home, and tools was the term. Down the tools. It sound down the tools. Let me say this, family. You know, um, Everybody got to make their own decisions as to what they're going to do. This journey of life, this thing called freedom. What exactly is it? Are we fighting for liberation or are we fighting for comfortability? This was a conversation we had last night, some peers and I, and the question is liberation or comfortability? Because believe it or not, a lot of people just want to be comfortable. Now I don't want to, I just try to do my time here on earth, and then whenever that would be. Some people come here on a journey trying to find and redefine who they are. And then there's other folks who come here who don't even know why or if or where is here. But ever so often you come across a different type of individual. And these individuals don't appear to be lost. They don't appear to be on a journey, but they seem like they're on a mission, which is a different conversation. And I really don't expect, like the saying goes, flies to understand why honey is better to the bee. The truth is, bees are not attracted to honey, they're attracted to pollen, which is in the flowers, and they pollinate. Um, Flies, I suppose, do a different job, but it creates a balance in the system, what they call the ecosystem. Everything has a role to play. So whether you think is good, bad, or indifferent, whether you think is good or whatever else, positive, negative, whatever else, everything has a role to play. So let it play its role accordingly. Make sure you gather from it what you're supposed to gather from it. You know, Revelations, man. But anyhow, we taking a trip tonight down the lane to come forward. I'm gonna show you some stuff. Some of you might remember it, some of you might not. But tonight, for sure, tell a friend to tell a friend. Audited General Report. Nah, it ain't going nowhere. National Insurance Scheme ain't going nowhere. And I'll show you why and how this money starts to disappear and why a lot of people are so silent because the reality is a lot of hands in the cookie jar. A lot of hands in the cookie jar. So naturally, anybody out here, having this kind of conversation, I like that, sis, knowing their purpose. Yeah, good night to you, Daffodil. Monica, I see you. I see you. Maria, night nurse, in live and living color. I love it. I love it. I love it. Listen, we got a special guest coming in on Friday from Dominica. Dominica will be in the house finally. I can't even believe it. Like, this is long overdue. This is supposed to have been happen. We got an elder from Dominica coming in. And let me tell you something, just based on the conversation alone we've been having, I'm telling you, man, do not miss on Friday. We're going to connect more of the dots. I mean, that's all I could tell you. Friday. Miss Cox, I see you. You're saying woke tonight, huh? Hello, family. Greetings to you and the King Man up there in the east, trotting from the east. We give thanks, family. We give thanks. Here's what we're going to do right now, though. I'm going to play a tune real quick. And guess what you're going to do? You're going to go and tell a friend to tell a friend. That's what's up. You're going to tell a friend to tell a friend while I drop this tune right here real quick. Oh, man. Let me. I got 2 tunes to drop. The question is, which one? Which one? All right. I can do the other one. I do the other one only because there's a video attached to it that may be relevant for now. But I think the decision is made because wait, this is it? Yeah, there's it. Yeah, there's it. Yeah, there's it here. I found it. All right, so I'm going to drop this video real quick. And yes, you're going to tell a friend to tell a friend. Yes, we're in respect to you too, family. Auditor General report. Who do we hold accountable? Mr. Trotman is the Auditor General. He's been there for over a decade, if I'm not mistaken. And he has said a lot of things throughout that time. And a lot of things was never done throughout that time. Should he be held accountable in some part? That's some kind of risky. Well, what do you mean by that? Well, I mean, you are in charge of keeping the books or tallying up the books to see if the books are good. So if the books are good, then that's a good job. But if the books are bad, year after year after year after year, you file reports year after year after year. I know Mr. Trotman ain't gonna like this particular podcast. I know he ain't gonna like this. Because think about it. Year after year, this gentleman had been doing this, declaring and illustrating some of the discrepancies going on within the frameworks of both parties, DLP and BLP, which really work as one, but I'll show you that tonight for sure. And yet now there's nothing. And here we are now at the point where I guess he's completely frustrated or seemingly frustrated and overwhelmed. And yet still, it's only now we're hearing a bit of chitter-chat about, well, we're going to look into it and stuff. I suppose they're going to look into this the way they look into the government industrial school. I suppose, Wilfred and his crew going to hook up another team specialist, pay them some money to come back and tell us that they ain't find no fault. It was the accounting style that's the issue. Listen to me, family. I'm going to show you some stuff tonight, and this is why we don't get it. I'm going to show you why we don't get it. You don't want to miss tonight. Go tell a friend to tell a friend. Politically incorrect. We in the building. We up and running. And we live. We live.
Raper have no acknowledgement in a Rasta world. Any boy we are molesting a pitney. No acknowledgement in a Rasta world.
None.
From here killing innocent people. No acknowledgement in a Rasta world.
None.
Politicians who exploit the people. No acknowledgement in a Rasta world.
None.
All about corruption. It's about corruption.
That's right. Y'all don't get this. Principles of Rastafari is what we live by, family. Y'all gonna have to make something up. Jah guide us all day, every day.
Push two in a both side. Ready for back a feel cause out there no boat ride.
Tell a friend to tell a friend, man.
Good morning. This is Sira, reporting to you live from the CDC Linsett St. Catherine, where the artist Vision is holding a press conference and will be addressing the issue of accountability. People have been lining up since 5 a.m. and are eagerly awaiting his arrival.
Accountability.
Right now, it's back to you in the studio.
Vision, can we have a minute of your time? Vision, what's your view on the situation in the country?
Listen. Well, we need some accountability. The system needs to change, or the people have a change. Alright, them rise up the toxins. I'm more dead body, I see pack up in the boxes.
Tell a friend to tell a friend, family.
Hungry mouths, no jobs, treat the people them like hostage. Solution to the fact is, the whole of them want tie up and chew off over flat bridge. They rob the money and go bunk it offshore. I know them leave the people with the scrubs. Is what about the poor man's rights? What about the people's crying?
What about the people's family?
Ignoring the people's voice. Till I owe you sleep at night. Alright. No, me see them say them a fight crime. No, I'm more dead bodies I see on the prime time. The justice system needs a lifeline. If you're rich, you kill and get away with small fine. Hearts of men getting evil, molesting the children of the pastors and lead to. Hey, shut the fire, them no care when the vehicle. Oh gosh, them done for mocking people. What about the poor man's right?
What about the
people's cry?
What about the people's cry, family?
They're ignoring the people's voice.
Who's accountable? Who's accountable?
Till I owe you sleep at night.
How do you sleep at night, Mr. Minister?
Alright. One thing Rasta notice, humble thing them protect both ya tourists. Who feels the most of the poorest? Remember none that the little Deloris. Right and now everybody vulnerable. Up down you safe again, you can't comfortable. Divine intervention, them a blame it for the devil. The problem is the plane feel level. Hey, what about the poor man's right? What about the people's crying? Them ignoring the people's voice.
That's right.
Till I owe you sleep at night. Alright. Them rise up the taxes.
More taxes, more taxes.
Boxes. Them close down all the factories. Hungry mouths, no jobs, treat the people them like hostage. Solution to the
Tell a friend and tell a friend.
The whole of them want tie up and chew off.
Yeah, I got one more, I got one more, I got
They rob
one
the
more.
money and go bunk it offshore. I know them leave the people with the scrubs. Is what about the poor man?
Bank the money in the offshore.
What about
The banking the money in the offshore, okay.
Them ignoring the people's
Lou, I see you, Lou.
voice.
Blessed love, family.
Till I owe you sleep at night.
How you sleep at night, Mr. Minister?
Alright, the poor man I feel it. Bigger heads we are feel it. Work hard still I feel it. We there we are feel it.
Tell a friend and tell a friend.
Short parts we are feel it. Jackets drill we are feel it. The little children them are feel it.
Real
But
thing.
just the poor man's right. Till I owe you sleep at night.
How you sleep at night, Mr. Minister? How you sleep at night, man? I want to know who you're gonna blame when the people get insane when they ain't studying it. Stay on home day. Down tools. People talking about downing tools and staying home. You know, think about it here. You're hearing this thing over and over. I don't know how the day unfolded for y'all, but it was an amazing day. Like I said, it was a great day. It was a good day. You know, and I give thanks for it, man. Good. It was a good day. It was a really good day. Whew. I guess, you know, divine favor. I'm thankful. Gratitude is a must. So family, like I said, we going to hit the ground running. I ain't even sticking up. Like I just going taxi. Buckle your seatbelt. return your tray to the outright position and turn off all distractions. Real thing. The only thing you should be tuning in now is politically incorrect, where we get it correct. If we're not correct, inbox us, message us, you know how it is. Holla at me and let's get it correct. Simple as that. Yeah, that's how we dealing with this thing. So without further ado, there's a video that's been circulating on, you know, of course, through the media as well, as always. And wait, hold up. Before I say that, let me go on. Let me cue it up first. I didn't actually cue it. Let me just click on it. Right, there you go. That's all I got to do. So this video has been a bit, you know, trending. I even heard folks out of Barbados talking about this video. Now, let me just go ahead and play this real quick, because this right here, I find this to be very interesting. Y'all might have seen this. Y'all might have seen this right here in your WhatsApp groups and different places. But this is a few years ago. This is before our prime servant was in office. Yeah, there was actually such a time. It may not seem that way. It's almost like she'd been there forever. But no, there was a time when she wasn't there. And this video was one that came up. That's why you see, the thing with politicians is this. You know, I suppose you got to speak the truth until you get there. I don't know if that's some kind of situation with the people. I don't know if it's political thing or what. But anyhow, check this out. Just check this out. I want y'all to check this video out. Let me just go ahead here and widescreen this thing here. Make sure you got the volume up here a bit. All right.
Say that the Barbadian interest has been protected when a government notionally tells you that it will take a 10% pay cut, which is the equivalent only to 2 ministers going home, when in truth and in fact it should be about 4 or 5 ministers and 3 parliamentary secretaries. When you look at the structure of the ministries, a lot of line ministers carry portfolios that don't even cause them to see 10 files a day. Labor can be attached to something else. Energy and environment can be attached to something else. We can go on. What is the role of the parsecs? What is the role of the ministers without portfolio that exists? How can you, in all conscience, ask people and tell people you are sending them home, but maintain that level of structure, of size of cabinet? Have the governor of the central bank having a lighting ceremony home at him last night and telling people, be of good cheer. And you know you're coming today to do this? No. 2014 will be different.
Okay, wait, hold on a minute. Now, I just want y'all to be clear on this real quick. I just want the old Mia back. I just want to say that for the record. I don't know who agree or disagree with me. I want the old Mia back. The old Mia. I don't know if they cloned her. I'm sure they probably did clone her at this point. I don't know. And I'm just saying, I want the old one back, because I've seen several of the videos, the clips from back then, you know, advocating for the people, telling the people, don't let nobody silence you. Always speak up, say what you got to say. If you got to protest, be out in the streets. She even let her protest once in the streets. You know, shutting Barbados down, drop down tools, that Mia. Now, again, I don't know what happened to that Mia, but that Mia ain't this Mia. Because this Mia, this Mia, I don't know. We want the old one back. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Not that. And by that, I don't mean we want her back to be the way she was. I think the out of office Mia is more profound than the in office Mia. She seemed more for the people. But then again, perhaps that's politics. But the reason I'm playing this clip is by virtue of the fact that she talks about the size of the parliament, the size of the ministers, the portfolios of the ministers don't even get to see 10 files a day. Can anybody tell me what Adrian Ford does? I mean, other than create parks in Barbados, like parks, and what does he do? Because the average block, if you think about it, between the pallets and the rock gardens and the men that cut the grass for the weed whackers and make it look a sorrow way, I mean, I just saying, like, we don't need a minister. We don't need a minister for that. The money they put towards the minister to do that job, they could divide that and give it amongst the people in the communities to beautify their communities. I'm sure it would go a long way. What does he do? And I didn't mean to pick on him, but he know why he call his name. Like, he know why he call his name. If don't nobody else know why, he know why I call his name. You know, howdy pets, brother. yeah, howdy pets. But this is the thing, though, the amount of cabinet, the amount of people in cabinet. She spoke about this before she came in office. Now that she's in office, there are tons of ministers holding 2 and 3 positions and all kind of. I mean, it is crazy, absolutely crazy. You got some directors in some situations and some chairmen that overlap in different capacities. You go to this organization, they're there. You go to this one, they're on the board there. You go to this one, they're the chair here, and it's like, damn, you can find nobody else to give another check to. This guy getting 4 checks from the government, 4 paychecks. One guy works. I actually want to interview him, so I can call his name yet. Got a few positions in the government. Director here, chairman here. I head of this body, and it's like, oh man. So this is what's happening. The money amongst them circulate and whatnot. Well, I think by now we should be asking questions, family. We should be asking questions, because if we don't ask questions, well, something liable to happen. What are you going to do when the people get insane? Well, let me go to the second clip on the list tonight, because I think this is important. Because some of y'all may have seen it, some of y'all may not have seen it, some of y'all may have seen it in part, but I just going to jump right into it, man. You know, I see Dominica in the building again. Shout out to Dominica. Y'all do not want to miss Friday night. We have an elder from Dominica coming in. You do not want to miss it. You do not want to miss it. Like I said, based on the conversations we were having, it's going to be a real eye-opener. The connection between Dominica and Barbados is a lot more intriguing than you might think. Serious. Anyhow, family, I want to shout out the sister right here who did this one, Miss Hoyt. You know, she did a pretty brilliant job on this. You know, give jacket, give Jill her coat. But I want to play parts of this really quick for one reason and one reason only. And I'll get to it in a few. So just bear with me for a second and give it ear.
Mr. Trotman, thank you for making the time. Let's start with the role of the Auditor General.
Well, in terms of the office, I can tell you the role of the office is to conduct audits of government agencies, ministries, departments, and statutory boards. This is mandated by legislation, and at the end of a year, which is the 31st of December, my office is required to submit a report to Parliament, basically outlining my findings in terms of the reviews that we would have conducted.
What he's talking about basically is, like in that phase, what the role is for him. His office take charge after the government offices, all of them go through their spending. His role is to go and do an audit of the spending, and some offices do receiving, which they collect money. You got to go and do the cross the T's and dot the I's to make sure what was spent here, and what was supposed to be received from here was received from there. Listen carefully to what he's about to say, and he explains certain things, because I'm telling you this for a reason. What I'm going to play after this is going to put this in perspective.
You have been in this position since 2006. What are some of your challenges?
Right, I've been Auditor General since 2006. Some of the challenges we face basically has to do with obtaining information from ministries and departments. There's a long delay sometimes in getting the relevant information. Right now, we are trying to obtain information from an agency, and we're getting resistance. I'm not comfortable with that. You know, I would have spoken to the permanent secretary on that particular matter.
Okay, hold on a minute. Let's go back there 5 seconds. Right now, I'm having an audit with a particular agency. It doesn't say the name, and I'm getting resistance. I even spoke to the permanent secretary about this.
I would have spoken to the permanent secretary on that particular matter. Parliament has dictated that, has directed that I conduct these audit reviews. The legislation is pretty clear. The Auditor General is given access to information, period. I find it strange that we can have situations in which people will refuse to give audit office information. I mean,
y'all hearing this? Even look, seriously, let me put this link up, because it's a long interview. I'm not going to play the whole thing. You got to go and listen to Mr. Trotman, because I mean, he's been there since 2006. 2006 is the LP. He's been there now for the BLP. I am almost sure that he probably gonna get fired. He may not get fired, but transfer or something. I wouldn't be surprised, because he's beginning to ruffle too many feathers. So I know that that's going to be a problem. Right now, he's probably under so much pressure that he can't even believe it. And I can understand why. I'm sure you can understand why. But this is where it gets even more interesting. I'm going to put the link in the comments. Listen to what he says next.
I mean, it's the public funds that we're dealing with. It's the whole issue of governance, and I think that is something that should not be tolerated, because right now there's a weakness in the system. If someone doesn't provide information to me, there's not a lot that I can do. I can summons the persons to my office to provide an explanation, but that doesn't necessarily provide the information. We also have challenges in terms of staffing, inadequate among levels of staff, and also we have challenges in terms of completing reports. This is an internal issue on a timely basis. There are some of the major challenges that we have.
You mentioned staffing. What accounts for what seems to be a high rate of staff turnover in the audit office?
Well, the office has about 70 plus individuals. Staff complement. Many persons retired over a period of time. Then we had some resignations, and we've had situations in which persons would have left the office to take up assignments in other ministries and departments.
In your report, you suggested a cadet program. How would that work?
The cadet report would only address the lower level staff. We have a situation where the office, when we have vacancies or we have acting assignments, there's not a ready pool of officers that we can draw from. So the cadet program would allow us to train persons, maybe those persons who just left university or other interested parties. So we can train them, and then when there are vacancies, these persons will be able to fill these particular vacancies. So essentially, it would provide us with a pool of persons to draw from, so that we can fill, lower level or junior or middle level staff.
Let's get right into it. What were some of the major discrepancies highlighted in this report?
Well, let's start with the Treasury. The Treasury is responsible for the provision of financial statements for government. And what I found this year, 2021, was that the accounts of the Treasury were substantially, they were unreliable as far as I'm concerned. Let's say receivables is a good example. Land tax, records for land tax in terms of receivable are kept by Revenue Authority, and they're pretty decent records for land tax. And the Treasury was about a couple $100 million different in terms of what they were reporting, more than what there was in terms of the land tax rule. So the information from the Treasury in that regard, it was not only land tax, but also some of the other receivables, corporation tax, that were substantially different, and this made that information very unreliable. The other issue with the Treasury had to do with the whole issue of pensions, payment of payment to the account of persons who were deceased. We mentioned that there were approximately 34 persons that we would have discovered, and for total payment of approximately $3.9 million, close to $4 million. I might add, though, that this related to the Treasury and not National Insurance, because the Treasury is responsible for paying government workers their pensions. National Insurance also has, as you would know, a pension scheme as well. We did find there were issues with National Insurance in terms of payment of pensions as well, to the accounts of persons who were deceased as well. We didn't necessarily quantify the amount, but there were issues as well in terms of payment of the accounts of persons who were deceased.
Another one of the discrepancies that you noted in this report was that financial statements were not up to date for government departments and statutory corporations.
Right. So we have this situation has been ongoing for years. We've had some agencies who are about 10 years in arrears. Not
Okay.
national insurance would probably be one of the main ones.
Okay, national insurance would probably be one of the main ones. Over 10 years in arrears. Like, listen, hold on. I'm gonna pause it right there. Listen, go, and the link is in the comments to those now joining us. If you didn't hear me earlier, I just posted the link a few comments up. Go watch the whole thing. It's a must. You must go watch this. And shout out to Trotman and his sister right there to put in the work to bring this to the people. I'm telling you, it is worth watching for the sake of enlightening yourself and those around you. National insurance is one of the main, over 10 years in a raise. Understand what that means, family. This party been in power for a few. I mean, this goes back to the previous administration, so we're not excluding anybody. Now, like I said, I was playing this for a reason. That's why I was asking you to be patient with me. At this point, I'm going to pause briefly, just briefly, so that you could go and tell a friend to 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 tell a friend. This involves everybody. There's no reason why you shouldn't be sharing this. No reason why. Go share this with at least 3, 4, 20 people, whatever. This is an absolute must. What I'm going to play next is going to level you. I guarantee you. Some might remember, some of y'all would have never heard this before. Maybe not. It's going to level you. You must pay attention to what I'm going to play next. Go tell a friend and tell a friend. I kid you not. Let me go cue that video up in the meantime. You ain't going to miss it. National insurance is one of those offices. If you heard what he said next, like, I ain't even going to play that. Like, I could do a whole preview, a whole program just on that statement alone. I won't. I'm going to go somewhere else first. Check this out, family. Check this out. If you thought that was something, like, okay, national insurance, right? Okay, national insurance. Let's take a trip. I don't even have it here. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me get a sip because let me cool myself down. I feel like a radiator with no fan and no coolant. I'm about to overheat, man. Let me just cool myself down there with a little bit of water, mineral water. They would come for me or you. So sad. No, Monica. They ain't coming for nobody right now. Listen, they have no idea. See, the thing is, while they're watching us, and as I speak to you right now, my system here is hacked. I'm not even kidding you. There's just so much evidence of that going on in front of me. It's not even funny. But that doesn't bother me. That doesn't move me. I'm here on a mission. I'm going to fulfill mine. Don't matter, because that's just what time we're living in. This work going to get done. Period. And I'm going to complete this. Period. All now I can tell you, if you could see the screen and what's happening, man, you'd be like, wow. Ooh. Anyhow, on a different note, check this out. I'm going to push this button right here, and we're going to take a trip back in time. Back in time with Mr. Trotman when he had a bit more weight before the stress came. Stress will do it to you, man. Check this out. Let's check this out. So, yeah, believe it or not, this is the same guy. Believe it or not, this is the same guy. Some of y'all might not remember this particular comment. By the way, shout out to Barbados today again. You know, I'm the Associated Press here. I'm using CBC, Nation, Barbados. We touching it all, man. We touching it all. Go tell a friend to tell a friend. Check this out. So Barbados today, back in 2020, June the 5th, Emmanuel Joseph. Emmanuel, right? Always Emmanuel. There's an article about the Auditor General, 11 million in fees. You know, some of y'all might remember this. Maybe not. But this article came out back then. Let me see if I can get this blown up. Let me see if we get this increase in size here. Let me make sure I fill this up. How do we do that? If I do that, that might work. Yeah, that might work. Trust y'all can see this pretty clear. Let me go full view this, man. Let me full view this. So the Auditor General has uncovered a troubling series of transactions in which 8 state-owned enterprises known as SOEs engaged the services of 34 attorneys or law firms and paid them close to 11 million in taxpayers' money under questionable circumstances. Hold on a second, man. You cannot make this up. Under questionable circumstances. Now, let's alone. Just that alone. This is in 2020. You know what I'm saying? Under questionable circumstances, $11 million. And this thing is suspicious. Where is the Attorney General? Not the Auditor General. Where is the Attorney General in all of this? I mean, you would think that the Auditor General, these are all military terms, so understand that this is bigger than it appears, family. This isn't a little bit of this is some serious business. The Auditor General is claiming that there's some questionable things going on, and there's no word from the Attorney General. Not a word. Not even a question as to wait, what you was talking about there, though. Is it that serious? Should I do an investigation into this? Not a word. Not a word. Anyhow, under questionable circumstances, in his annual report for the fiscal financial year ending March 31st, 2019, which was laid in Parliament on Tuesday, Lee Trotman exposed the situation where 10.9 million was paid for legal fees by the SOEs over an 11-year period. Legal fees was paid. Don't the government have their own legal department, the Attorney General and others? I mean, don't they have their own? Why would they be paying it outside? Wait, there's more. Trotman said those SOEs were shortlisted from 37, which responded to his request for information on their selected process and the legal fees paid out to external attorneys between April 1st, 2007 and August 31st, 2018. The Auditor General said the 8 enterprises were chosen for further review because of the value of the fees they had paid to the lawyers. He said the main objective of the audit was to determine whether the SOEs had implemented systems to facilitate the procuring of legal services from attorneys or firms in a cost-effective manner. However, the Auditor General concluded that there were significant deficiencies observed with regards to the selected methods employed for the engagement of attorneys, the establishment of terms, conditions for hiring them, and in the verification of fees. Now check this. Listen to this carefully, and this is where this is going. In the majority of cases examined, the agency did not provide evidence for the basis of the selection of the attorneys. In addition, no clear and defined policies were in place to guide the engagement process. In this regard, there was a lack of transparency with regards to the engagement and selection process, he found. Now, this is regarding some things involving the Sanitation Service Authority. And well, he goes to list a bunch of other agencies here that is all involved in this. And he goes on. As a matter of fact, let me post this link in the comments as well so you can read the whole thing. I want to go forward to this part here. Hold on. Oh, yeah. A startling discovery by the Auditor General involved the SSA, where Trotman revealed that some 1.5 million, yes, that's with an M, was not recovered from a non-transparent transaction and recommended that someone be held accountable. Hold on a second. Hold on, let me highlight this, man. This is the best part. This is the best part. You cannot, if I had to put this up tonight, this would be my feature. You cannot make this up. It says Trotman revealed that some 1.5 million was not recovered from a non-transparent transaction. Imagine the government has something called a non-transparent transaction. Imagine the government has something redact or labeled non-transparent transaction for the Auditor General. Now, we can't tell you about that one. Weird. What? Like, you cannot make this stuff up. Anyhow, The authority paid 1.5. Now check this out. Remember, they said the SSA, which by the way stands for Sanitation Service Authority. The authorities paid 1.5 million to an attorney relating to a claim for 5.8 million for work purportedly conducted during the negotiation process for a let me highlight it, for a waste energy project. I want you to remember this right here. Waste to energy project. Sorry. Let me put this in the chat too. Remember that. This is 1.5 was paid to an attorney relating to a claim for 5.8 million for work purportedly conducted during the negotiation process. This is not about work like they did work. This is negotiation they're talking about for a waste to energy project. A part payment of 700,000 was made to the attorney on a directive from the Minister of Finance. Take note. Another payment of 800,000 was made directly for the grant approved by Parliament for the authority by the then Minister of Environment and Drainage, the Auditor General reported. It's funny though, because he said management of the SSA indicated they were unaware of the latter payment and that there were no contractual agreements between the attorney and the authority. So there are two payments, one for 700,000 and one for 800,000. Now the SSA is indicating, they said, we are unaware of the latter payment. We don't know. We know about the first set of money. We don't know nothing about no second set of money. We don't have no arrangement between the attorney and the authority. We don't know about that. It was unclear what specific service were provided by the attorney to the SSA and what was the exact involvement of the authority in this project. Remember, the project is what? Waste to energy project. Let me stick a pin there, family. Now, if you thought that this couldn't possibly get any more crazy, watch whatever put up next. You're not gonna believe this. Like I just look. And by the way, people always say you do a lot of research, man. You do a lot of digging. How you find this stuff? Listen, just like the situation with the JS, just like the missing young ladies or the young men that we help out and do all kind of stuff. This stuff miraculously simply just lands at our feet. Literally, you get a phone call, somebody pass you an envelope, somebody would send you a message out the blue. They'd be like, you cannot make this up. Watch what I'm about to play right now. Again, some of y'all might have seen this, some of y'all might not have seen this. But this is a 3-minute video. And I'm going to play the video without question. And I'll let me see what I could do. Let me see. I want to play it without saying something first. Yeah, let me see if I could do that. I'll tell you afterwards. I'll tell you afterwards. I promise I'll tell you. I'll play it first, and then I'll tell you. Let me go share this video. Let me go share this. Cannot make this up, man. Where am I going with this? You ants? Let me show you. Right now, there's $1 billion missing from national insurance. Right now, there's a lot of money that's unaccounted for in the government. Right now, the Auditor General report again this year highlights numerous discrepancies with accountants with regards to funds paid out and receivables. And year after year after year, we keep hearing this. He's been in since 2006, and nothing has happened. There are agencies over a decade who have not filed anything. For example, national insurance. Where does this money go, and who do we hold accountable? Let me play this. Give me a sound check on this if you can hear this, okay? Give me a sound check on this.
Cahill Energy Barbados has specifically targeted the Caribbean and Barbados in particular because of our mounting waste management crisis. The people of Barbados first heard of Cahill Energy in 2014, when Minister of Finance Chris Sinclair announced in the 2014 annual debate on the estimates in Parliament that Cahill would be investing US $240 million in a plasma gasification plant. at Vaucluse and St. Thomas. Sinclair confirmed that on March 17, 2014, a memorandum of understanding was signed by the government of Barbados with Cahill. Ministers Sinclair, Lowe, Boyce, and Kelman signed on behalf of the government. We discovered that this was done without the Solicitor General or the Attorney General signing off on that contract, that it was fit for signature by the government. The leader of the opposition, Mia Motley, was the first to express concern on that same day about the project, pointing out that Cahill was a shell company formed just in 2012 in Guernsey and thus had little experience in managing a project of such magnitude. Further, that the technology was unproven and Barbados should not be used as a guinea pig. Her comments were ridiculed. 2 months later, in May 2014, the Cabinet reversed an earlier decision to send the waste-to-energy project out to tender and instead agreed that the Sanitation Service Authority should negotiate with Cahill Energy to develop, finance, design, construct, own, operate, and maintain a waste-to-energy facility in Vaucluse and Thomas. That was the last time that the Cabinet of Barbados had any dealings with the project. In spite of that Cabinet decision, we have now learned that ministers have presided over the signing of 2 more agreements, an implementation agreement and a power purchase agreement, both 30-year agreements designed to ensure the profitability of the project. These were signed without an environmental impact assessment. They were signed without town planning approval. And without the Fair Trading Commission signing off on the power purchase agreement, as required by the new Electricity Act passed by this government in 2013. Further, having been unable to raise the funding for the project, we have now learned through a confidential information memorandum prepared by Jacob Securities of Canada that Cahill Energy Barbados is for sale. It promotes this project as one that is not subject to any specific environmental standards. Unbelievable. The cost of the project is astronomical, rising from an estimated 480 million Barbados dollars last year to a whopping Barbados 700 million, quoted by Cahill just last week on June 13th. Can we afford this project? Should we expose ourselves to the multitude of financial and economic risks? Don't we have the right to demand answers? Is this project right for Barbados? Further, that the technology was unproven and Barbados should not be used as a guinea pig. In 2012 in Guernsey,
I just want to go back here real quick.
Opposition, Mia Motley,
yeah.
by the government. The leader of the
leader of the opposition. This is where I want to go with this. Leader of the opposition. Leader of the opposition. Matter of fact, let me let you hear what she said then. Hang on a second. Let's go there. Listen.
The leader of the opposition, Mia Motley, was the first to express concern on that same day about the project, pointing out that Cahill was a shell company formed just in 2012 in Guernsey and thus had little experience in managing a project of such magnitude.
Okay.
Further, that the technology was unproven. And Barbados should not be used as a guinea pig.
Should not be used as a guinea pig. Barbados should not be used as a guinea pig. Does this sound familiar, family? Barbados should not be used as a guinea pig. Boy, look, let me tell you something, right? This is crazy. This is crazy. That's why, may the words of my mouth and meditation, my heart be acceptable, man. You know what I mean? Let my heart and my tongue speak the same language, man. I don't care what they say. Whatever they say, this, you cannot make this stuff up. You cannot make, she said she was telling the truth though. That's the thing. She's speaking the truth. The company came out of Guernsey. Guernsey is like, the Bahamas, is corrupt capital. Not saying Bahamas is corrupt capital. I'm just saying some folks in Bahamas, y'all know what time it is, man. US dollar? Nah, it's crazy. They hide out in these different offshores and whatnot. Guernsey's just one in places. You don't get involved. The company was for sale. The truth of the fact is, we should really look at that. Imagine this, y'all remember this project though? As a matter of fact, hold on. Let me put this link up as well, because there's a lot of information in this right here that you need to go and listen to again. You need to listen to that. Let me put that up there real quick. Now remember, it's a waste to energy project, and it's being led by a company called Cahill Energy Limited. So the real question we should be asking ourselves now is, well, what is Cahill Limited? because remember the Auditor General spoke about the money with the lawyer, the other 800,000 that just went missing, and don't nobody know about it, but they gave it to the lawyer because of a settlement 5.8 and a claim for this was just the negotiations. This is not even the project that's 700 million. A lot of paper. Check this out, family. Kai Hill Energy Limited. What exactly and who exactly is Kai Hill? I mean, that would obviously be the next question. You know, well, let's look into it. How do we get to this? How do we get to this? We can go all the way to Jamaica. I mean, even Jamaica spoke about this. Let me go. Let me take a little walk. Let me take a walk, family. Hang on a second. Let me take a walk. Let me first post that link. Let me go and pull this up real quick. Man. Pull this up. Manufacturing Net. Let me just copy this link real quick. Let me put this in the comments real quick. There's another link I'm going to put up as well. A lot of information may be redundant, but it gives you an overview of how many people was aware of all this going on back then. Now, this is a media from Jamaica, it appears. Barbados builds a waste to energy plant. This is from March the 20th, 2014. Kingston, Jamaica. This is AP, the Associated Press. A Guernsey-based company has signed an agreement with Barbados to build and operate a proposed waste management plant that could eventually provide as much as 25% of the Caribbean's islands' power. Kai Hill Energy says it expects to invest $240 million in the facility plan for the Central Parish of St. Thomas. The plan is expected to create up to 650 jobs while providing the island with some energy security. Officials signed the agreement on Saturday. Now, let me just go to the other one here. Actually, let me just put this link up here as well. This is from wastemanagementworld.com. This is another website that talked about this particular project back then. Now, so this is not something that's just local. This is, there are people there are people involved in this thing in places we don't even know exist. A lot of money being distributed here. But check this out though. Hold on. Kai Hill Energy Limited. Okay, so I decided I'm going to do a little research in this Kai Hill Energy. So I went a little deeper. Actually, let me put this other site up as well. I think this is also relevant. Let me put this one up. Let me share this one real quick as well. Let me share this. I want y'all to see something real quick. Let me post this one. And you can try this yourself if you get a chance. Let me show you why. Like she said, it's a shell corporation. You can Google what a shell corporation is. Really, it's just a front, usually done for money laundering and other stuff. But check this out. So this particular site, BN Americas, Kai Hill Energy, Barbados signed waste to energy deal. Wow, this is from March 18, 2014. This goes back as well. Kai Hill Energy has signed a 30-year contract with the government of Barbados to build and operate a waste-to-energy plant designed to provide up to 25% of the Caribbean's islands' energy needs. The Guernsey-based company said in their release. Now, this is where I want to go. Let me see if I can get this. Can y'all see this? Let me see right here. There's a part here y'all can see that's highlighted blue. It's right here. I don't know if y'all can see that. If y'all can see that. It's highlighted blue right here. Well, that's a hyperlink. You put a hyperlink in your websites if you want to highlight a word or a phrase that when you click on it, it will send you to what is being referenced to, if you follow me. So when they said it, when they said that the Guernsey-based company said in a release, and that's highlighted blue, it's a hyperlink. Meaning if I click on this hyperlink right now, it should take me to the release that will that's what it said. The Guernsey-based company said in a release that it will invest US $240 million, that's US by the way, in the plasma gasification plant. Now, when I click on this, it should take me to the release that speaks about the US investment of $240 million. The thing is, when I click on this, well, this is what comes up. Something that I didn't even expect. Let me share the page and show you. let me. As a matter of fact, you could try this yourself. So I clicked on it, and basically, this is what happens. 404 not found. Please forward this error search to www whatever. The server cannot find the requested page. The server cannot find the requested page. In other words, it does not exist. Period. You know, go check that for yourself, family. Go check that for yourself. The link is right there. The link is right there. Go press on it. So wait a minute. So Emmanuel, were you trying to tell me it don't exist? It don't exist? Nah, it don't exist. Okay, well, I figure what the next best thing to do is to check the actual company's website. You know, I mean, they must have a website. See what comes up. Okay, so I went ahead and I dig on the website. I actually found a website with news. The only problem is when I got to the website for the company, I didn't see nothing. I don't know if it's my system. If my hack is not allowing me to see it, because I think, like I said, I think they got me. They got me under pressure here, man. I don't even know this. I only say it because it doesn't make sense what this is doing. It shouldn't. We fix this. This is indicative of the older days. I don't know. So we're gonna have to do some research on this in a few. I noticed it today. I've been noticing it in a couple of days, like I told you, with a little icon in the corner. No big deal. Let them do what they got to do. But this is the website for the company, and I'll go ahead and put that up to you. You can go look at it yourself. This is the page, but there's nothing there. Then there's the part that says "Why Barbados." Well, actually, the part that says "Contact us," and there's information to contact us. I mean, you can see that. When it comes to news, well, I didn't see any news. But why Barbados? When I click on why Barbados again, I didn't see why. I didn't see why. It was just blank. Everything seemed to be blank. So I got a little suspicious. I say, well, wait a minute, man. This thing kind of crazy, man. This don't make no sense, because these folks invested money, signed deals. People got paid. Lawyers got paid a whole lot of money just to negotiate. But negotiate what exactly? Because did they build the plant up there, and did they actually build this? Because did they actually build it? What I mean, I think I would take a road trip to more. Did they actually build the place? If not, well, let's find out. So I decided to go do a little bit more searching, and you would never guess what I found. And I got to give it. I'm gonna share this as well. And shout out to Barbados on the ground on this one for sure. Big shout out to Barbados on the ground on this one. Cahill Energy Limited, the secret company. Now remember, the now prime servant talked about this back then. As a matter of fact, she objected to it in Parliament at the time and exposed it for what it is. Yet, Mr. St. Clair, who happened to be her good friend all of a sudden, went ahead and signed this deal, which is strange because, I mean, she recognized that he wasn't capable and competent then to do certain things. Why bring him on to do stuff now? I mean, this is where the relationships start to become clear. They're all in it together, if you didn't know it. The brother said money laundering, that is what's going on. It's a shell company. I mean, it's a shell. It's a shell. But this article right here in Barbados on the ground, I just put the link up as well. You got to go read this, family, because there goes St. Clair. He was a lot, anyhow. There goes St. Clair. Now, you would think, right, that I could stop here. I mean, there has been a lot of discussion about the company government has decided to partner with to build a waste to energy plant on 166 square miles Barbados. I could understand. It's crazy. Anyhow, Barbados on the ground notes, Cahill Energy Limited. Now get this, family. Get this. Cahill Energy Limited does not have a certificate of good standing available when an inquiry is done on the Guernsey Registry website. If you check this company in Guernsey Registry website, they do not have a good standing. And by the way, this article is from 2015. This is back then. This is what was already known. And yet here we are now in 2020, and there's connections and people being sued and money being paid for some fraud that happened back then. We're not paying attention. National insurance, right? What's your connection? Hold on a second. There's also, hold on. There's also an alert. The company has to be re-registered as a result of this. The company's profile will not contain any directors or resident agent information. And there's another link here. It says see Cahill Energy Limited. Now that link takes you to a website that is the Open Corporates. And the Open Corporates, its whole purpose is to list corporations and that kind of stuff. Well, guess what? I clicked on it. And sure enough, it took me to this particular site. And let me tell you this. Let me just share this again. This is the website right here. And I'll go ahead and post that as well so you could get this. You got to follow this, family. You got to follow the money. Always follow the money. Always follow the money. Always follow the money. This right here. Okay, hold on. So this website right here, Open Corporates, did a search on the company's name. It came up, Cahill Energy Limited. The company number, the status of the company is dissolved. The company has been dissolved, incorporated back in 2012, which is what our prime servant did say accurately. She was correct. Dissolution date was October 2021. And it goes on to list a bunch of other information. What I found most interesting, though, is when I looked on the opposite side, when it had latest events, and I searched the latest events, and I scroll down and scroll down and scroll down. Guess what came up? Let me see if I can enlarge this. Let me see if I can enlarge this. Let me see how this works. So I did this little search, and I scroll, and I scroll, and I scroll, and I scroll. Guess what came up here? Guess what I saw? Yep. I saw the Barbados flag. I said, wait, Cahill Energy Barbados Limited in brackets. I said, well, wait a minute. Similarly named companies. Similarly named companies. Now, why would somebody in 2013, keep in mind that this company was first registered in 2012 as a shell in Guernsey, which is what Guernsey is known for. Anybody who into money laundering would know that. I just found out today, though, just for the record. I just found out. But anyhow, when I found this out, like, yo, hold up. Someone in Barbados went and registered the same company's name in Barbados. Well, let's go and click on it. So guess what I did? Yeah. Open link in new window, open link in new tab, open link incognito. I wanted to open it in the same window, but it probably wouldn't open because I'm sharing this particular window. But I went ahead and clicked on this. And sure enough, when I clicked on this, guess what happened? Guess what happened, family? It came up. It came up as Cahill Energy Barbados Limited. So I was like, yo, this is crazy. The company has a new number. The date of incorporation is September 19, 2013, almost 9 years ago. It's a company. Jurisdiction is Barbados. I was like, wow, damn. But then I see the registry page for Kaipo. So I was like, yo, Kaipo, this was registered in Barbados. I was like, yo, okay. So guess what I did next? I clicked on Kaipo's page. And guess what? It opened. But guess what? It said, oops, that page can't be found. I'm going to take a break here real quick to cool down. Because check this out. Hold on a minute. It can't be found. Then where is it? It's with the $1 billion that was lost. You see where I'm going with this, family? Y'all see where this is going? You see where this is going, family? It's not like we don't know. But now that you have the evidence right in front of you, I mean, the evidence is right. The evidence is right there. It's right there. Vanished. So what happened to all the money and this deal and stuff that was signed? Here's a question. Here's the $1 billion question, or the hundreds of millions of dollars in questions. Remember, they're investing 240 million US. They're investing 240 million US, but the project went all the way up to $700 million in Barbados, because 240 US is only 480 Barbados. $480 million is what was invested, and we have a final total of 700 million Barbados, which is a difference of what? Quick fast, 487. That's 320. That's $320 million unaccounted for. Where did that money come from? Let me guess. INS? Just sort of, any bet you that money came from INS. Any bet you. But it don't exist. Can somebody please tell me where is the company? Where did the shell go? Now the error, it didn't post it. As a matter of fact, when I tried, it didn't come up. It says an error occurred. Wait a moment and try again. Okay. The link I just tried to post apparently did not come up. I'm going to try it again and see what happens. I'm not seeing it on YouTube. I'm not seeing it on Facebook. So let me see what happens here. Let me see what happened here. All right. Try again. All right. There you go. There you go. There's that link. Open Corp. There you go. That's that link. Money in offshore accounts. You see what he's saying? Family, listen, man. Listen, man. You cannot make this stuff up. And the truth and the fact is, I could probably stop right there. I can probably stop right there at this point. It's a dead end. It led me to a complete dead end. End of story. It's a dead end. Let's go back here a second. So we know that this company right here started from this company right here, which basically is a shell corporation. And the prime servant said it best back then and explained that Barbadians should never be used as a guinea pig, although perhaps she may have forgotten that. I tell you, they cloned her. I'm telling you, that's not our prime servant anymore. I'm telling you. I mean, nah, that ain't her. That is not her. All right. I see you. Give me a few. Let me shout you forward. Okay. Let me just stop right there for now, man. Let me just leave it right there for now. I'm gonna do that. Let me just go ahead and let me just jump ship here a second and do something crazy. Here, hold on. Y'all remember this guy? Y'all remember him? Do y'all remember this guy? I mean, this was a big thing a few years back with a boat. It involved a boat, some packages. I think it involved 2 white men and a black man, and some packages, But that's not why he's that's not why he's on Politically Incorrect. I'm not even touching that. I think that's self-explanatory. Anyhow, I just want to play this clip of Mr. Herbert speaking. I think it is relevant, very relevant. And I want you to listen carefully. This is white Barbados speaking about what's going on. My enemy's enemy, right? Check this out.
They must have known the number of contributors had fallen. Did they not notice any of these misses to the projections over the years? Where was the Board of National Insurance? So I don't care. The chairman can sit there and tell me he has a very well qualified board, and I know you can't hold the current board responsible for the previous board, but a lot of the current board has been on there now for nearly 5 years. Where were they that they failed to realize? Did they not know that restructuring had taken $1 billion out of the fund? So there's no pass for the Board of National Insurance. I'm sorry. And there are going to be no new contributors until they feel that there is a board that is held accountable.
A board held accountable. Imagine, Mr. Herbert, this was a Zoom meeting they had. This is just a clip I jacked from one of them other places. I jacked it and I'm playing it. This was, they had a conversation. And he, in that Zoom meeting, expressed himself very clear. And I like the fact that he was straightforward. Now, you don't get into all the other stuff because, listen, man, I just showed you how they shuffle over $320 million disappeared along with the rest of money. We don't have a clue what really happened. We still don't have a clue because it led to a dead end and a shell corporation from Guernsey that has been re-registered in Barbados that is now missing. So we're not even going to touch that issue because, I mean, that's pale in comparison to the billions we're looking for. It's like the government say they reclaiming some of the money paid to dead pensioners. Who cares? I mean, yeah, we care. Don't get me wrong. We care, yeah, 3 million, 4 million, not a problem. What we really want to know is what happened to the $1 billion. I mean, every penny counts. Don't get me wrong, family. Don't get me wrong. But y'all know full well you may have a 10-cent piece on the floor in your house somewhere and you don't pick it up, or a 5-cent piece, you don't pick it up with the urgency in which you pick up that $100 bill. There's some things that may have a little bit more intrinsic value. The $1 billion, for example. Yo, where that at, man? National Insurance. He says the board needs to be held accountable. Somebody got to be held accountable. Some folks got to be held accountable because the money is missing. The bonds, like what is he? But you know what? Perhaps they'll do an inquiry like they did with the government industrial school in 6 weeks. And that's it, family. I ain't got no more to say. I'm done. That research led me nowhere. As always. All I could do is tell you what I saw. But why I show you that is to show you that this has been going on from the last administration going on to now. Nothing has changed. When the prime servant finally came into office, she came and had an interview with Mr. Ellis, David Ellis. That's why you can't trust these clowns. And I shouldn't even say that. It's really disrespectful in a way, but not really. Because a clown is there to entertain you. A clown is there to entertain you. What these individuals do is entertain you. They do entertain you. So yes, I can call them clowns. Because the reality is you had a whole interview about bags and mixing funds and money and accounts and stuff. Where that bag went, man, where them receipts disappeared to. They cloned her. I'm telling y'all, man, they cloned the PM. I'm telling you. Listen, join us Friday for Dominica's confession. I'm telling you, the elder coming in, and there's a connection between Barbados, our prime servant, and Dominica, including some interesting characters. And when these names are mentioned, you're going to see the connection. Family, we've been hoodwinked and bamboozled. We keep getting hoodwinked and bamboozled. We keep expecting some sort of change by having these stay homes and stuff. They don't even care you stay home. Understand that there are hundreds of millions of dollars at stake, and a lot of people have their hands in those coffers. Believe you me, they're not going to stay home. While you at, they want you to stay home. So that when they go to work, they could even put their hand deeper in the cupboard and pull out the coffee pot, the cookie pot, and pull out more cookies. Apparently with CBD and THC, I hear they're having talks. Now, I like that. I like that, Isis. Yes, I like that. Maybe I should play that one. I'll play that one. I'll play that particular one. Just that one. Just that one. Only because. Let me go here real quick. Let me just give you a glimpse of this, man. Let me just go here real quick. Should this one or should I do the short version one? Yeah, I'll do the short version one. Let me go and share that real quick. Yeah. All right, I'll give you one more. I was going to leave it right there, but I'll give you one more. I got more. If you didn't think so. Got more. Okay. Let me just go back here real quick. They actually had this is funny because remember when I told you the Shell Corporation was formed, right? And then the whole Barbados thing back in 2012, and then with the September 2013 company being formed in Barbados, right? It was formed in September 2013. Let me get the date correct first. Because this is too important to miss right now. September the 19th, 2013. I'm going to play a clip here real quick. Let me share this one as well. I'm gonna play part of it. I'm gonna give you the link though, so you can go ahead and you can watch it yourself. Now, September the 19th is when that company was formed in Barbados, right? With Kaipo. Remember that. This was apparently this is a town hall meeting they had in July the 23rd, 2015. Check this out, family.
We did not find any health and safety issues. Okay, so that's exactly, this is the point that we're making. So now I think we'll open it to questions. You're anxious for the questions, right? Yeah, okay, we'll get to them.
Now this is crazy. Let me put this link up real quick. I think this is the CEO of the company. This lady here, her name is Ka. What's her name? Oh, let me go right here. Her name is what's her name? Hang on. Let me go back here. Her name is what? Hang on.
You're anxious for the questions. Again.
Claire Cowan, CEO of Kahil Energy. Now, I just put the link up as well. I hope y'all. Let me just go ahead and share this first. Hang on. Let me paste that in the chat. Go watch this. This is a meeting. And let me tell you something. I love my people, like I love my people. Barbadians, I tell you, I love my people. And there's a few white Barbadians in this crowd, perhaps a lot of them actually. But this was held. It looked like the Hilton. Yo, they dug into her. Like they dug into her. I'm telling you, this thing right here. I don't know if you all even knew this even happened. You were too busy probably working, just paying bills, as most people who watch this do, except for those who watch it for their own purposes. But they dug into her. They said that the waste energy project is a waste of time.
So now I think we'll open it to questions. You're anxious for the questions, right? Yeah, okay, we'll get to them.
Cahill made any financial donations to the government body who approved this waste energy facility. Excuse me? Being built in Barbados.
The question is, am I clear on the question? You're asking me, did we make any financial contributions?
Political donations is, I think, what they're getting at.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Excuse me?
Somebody called her a liar. And the lady stopped it and said, excuse me, we have to be respectful. Now, y'all got to go watch this, though. I'm not even going to play any more of this. Like, y'all got to go watch this yourself. Like, you cannot make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. I mean, it just can't. You just can't. Just for the record, those on YouTube, because those on Facebook may not know, but for the last couple of podcasts, there's been an individual who comes on when we are on, and they post, these nude links to nude pictures or adult sites, whatever the case is, on the YouTube comments. And I guess those on YouTube will be seeing it, but I usually get rid of it quick flat, just block the user, and then they all disappear. But this to go to show you, man, that there are folks paying attention and trying to disrupt this energy. So I said it to say that, understand that that's the reality, man. That's what we're dealing with, family. There are folks who benefit from this kind of behavior and this kind of activity, and your ignorance is their advantage, and they want to keep you ignorant. Black people are not sleeping anymore. People told, we got to wake up the people. You got to wake the people up. Black people are not sleeping anymore. They're not sleeping. A lot of people just scared, just afraid, because we have given such a power to this people by submitting to it for so long. The first thing people tell you, they're gonna do something to you. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that. They ain't gonna do a thing. They ain't gonna do a thing. They don't have no authority to do a thing. And it's that simple. You claim that they have the power. Listen, man, the danger might be real, but the fear is a choice, family. Don't give in to the fear, man. And that's the bottom line. If you don't bend your back, nobody can ride you. Remember that. See, when you bow to this thing, yeah, they could ride you. When you bend your back is when they ride you. Stand firm and stand tall, man. Stand firm and stand tall. Self-determination. Know thyself, man. Know why you here in the first place. Because once you know why you here, then you're going to fulfill that. Then nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. You know why you here. Stand firm. Don't bend. Don't bend. Don't bend at all. Continue to be self-determined and know that you're going to make it happen for you and those around you. Those who don't know, well, that's, we don't want just to be alive and existing. It's a quality of life. As a people, the quality of life that we produce for our children, our family, our elders. You got elders amongst us struggling and suffering. You got the children amongst us suffering and struggling. You got people around us suffering and struggling. And we're supposed to simply bend over and keep quiet because of what you're doing, because of fear. You gotta be kidding me, man. Family, in that time, black folks are not sleeping. They up. And as far as segregating and look, man, we can point fingers and say this group did that, this group did that, this body did that, third and the fourth. Right now in 2022, that ain't the issue, man. And then what? I mean, we can't forgive and move forward and find a better way. Let's find a better way, family. Let's find a better way. Let's start with self. Let's start with self. Let's start with self, family. Let's start. They tore a hole in this white woman here, man. You gotta go listen to, and there's different parts of it. But this group is actually linked to another group. Maybe I should put that up too. Or I should put that as part 2. Matter of fact, I'm put one more. And give you one more. I'm gonna give you one more. One more. Connect the dots, family. I'm gonna give you one more. One more. Just one more. Always follow the money. Always follow the money. And by the way, that video with the prime servant I played was actually sponsored and produced by, none other. She likes soft media and social media. Yep, it was produced and sponsored by the BLP. Her own party produced and sponsored that video that talked about Cahill, where she spoke so eloquently about it being a shell corporation and whatnot. And that link, I also posted it. You go check that out. But I'm going to put one more video up for you. Just one more. Just one more. This is important. Let me just go and pull it up really quick. Hang on a second. Let me just go and pull this up. Can't make this stuff up, man. Cannot make this stuff up. Did I? Yeah. Did I send it? Okay, I sent it, but it isn't. Oh, there you go. There you go. Let me pull this up, man. Let me pull this up. Now, this is also a little lengthy, but, well, not that lengthy, but this is what I want you to notice here real quick before I go. Just one more thing real quick. Always follow the money. Connect the dots. Connect the dots. Now, remember, that was a town hall on July the 23rd. Well, apparently they had a few town hall meetings about this project. And here's another one. Here's another one that talked about it. From Guernsey government to Guernsey and the government of Barbados. This is interesting because in 2014, the Future Center Trust. Wait a minute, let me get it. There you go. The Future Center Trust learned that Cahill Energy of Guernsey has signed an agreement with the government of Barbados, which in effort will create a waste to energy plant in Barbados. We are told that in 2017, after employing 650 construction workers and injecting much needed cash into the economy through the construction of the plant, that it will be open for business to generate as much as 25% of Barbados' electrical needs. Barbados Future Center Trust is what I want you to focus on. Future Center Trust. Connect the dots, family. Connect the dots. Just connect them.
Composting is the quickest, the simplest, and the cheapest way of fighting global warming.
Barbados Future Trust. Barbados Future Trust. Family, you start to connect these dots, these different organizations that are tied to shell corporations that appear to be doing nothing else but laundering money, you start to really wonder, well, wait, what really going on? What really, really, really going on? Make you wonder. Make you wonder. Anyhow, family, we out. She said, look, let me just put this up here. Angela Cox, hold on. She said, look, brother, I suspect you are being handed leftover political soup to distract people from criticizing present government. The Kyle Hill story is leftover steak soup with Barbados, BU, which is Barbados on the ground, had an interest. I gone. Okay. Leftover political soup. Well, I suppose when you don't connect the dots, you know, I guess I'm assuming that she's assuming that it's a DLP BLP thing. Well, the truth is, I'm wise enough to know that there's no difference between the two, and they're all working in unison. That's why we're going back into the national insurance, because where did the money come from for the project? Where did it come from? National housing? No. National insurance? Most likely. So the connection would be between the parties. Now, why is it that in 2020, under the new government, that this project isn't even being investigated? Why is that? Where did the money go then? We're still looking for the $1 billion that was lost in the bonds. We could turn this into some political thing all we like. That's the problem, right? We always want we always want to politically determine or politicize one group versus another. I mean, why is it always a politics thing? As if there's a difference between the BLP and the DLP. I mean, St. Clair working for mayor right now, and he's still a registered member of the Democratic Party. I'm almost sure. I don't think he resigned, did he? So what really is going on? As a matter of fact, this is the same guy who was involved in this project. So if it's old soup, I was always told that soup, revenge is the soup that is served cold. I'm just saying, Miss Cox. But I appreciate the input, man. Really. BLP, DLP, tag team. Of course, it's a tag team. One takes over from the other, and of course, as they say, of course, we know this, we know this, we know this. That's why she can only talk that way when she's out. When she's in, do the exact same thing. They talk that way when they're out, and when they're in, do the exact same thing. You know, that's why they have played political ping pong all over the years, because they never keep their word. Never. They never live up to what they do. But I appreciate Miss Cox sharing that. And that's all good, Angela. Totally give thanks, man, for your contribution. The people at the top don't represent the masses. Of course they don't. Okay, wait a minute. Also, government stepped up to help squatters, but the small farmers having a resort to thieving to make a life rather than government sort out small parcels of land at no cost or little cost for those people to purchase a legal livelihood, which is win-win for all involved. Government does a triad on Parliament having no solutions to stop those people from stealing produce to sell. The farmer situation in Barbados face everything and rise. I agree. The situation the reason why government isn't going to help farmers in Barbados, and I mean you would like nurses, for example. Nurses should never have to protest. Teachers should never have to protest. Farmers should never have to have needs or have to organize to petition to the government for help. Because there's some, like sanitation, there's some things that are so important in the society, or the running of a society, or the function of a society, that they should be priority. But if you have an alternate agenda, especially to destabilize the country, to make the people more dependent on you, then growing food is not an incentive you want to push. So no, you don't want to help farmers. As a matter of fact, the scarcity of waters for the farmers right now is something you got to look at as well. you know, you can say, well, the water table, this and that. I mean, we say all that. There's springs in Barbados that run water non-stop, all day, every day, non-stop. So it's hard to believe that a country surrounded by water ain't got no water. There's a lot of desalination plants. There's water being pulled from the ocean and turned into clean water, drinking water. So there's water available, you know. So why did the farmers don't have no water? Because if I disrupt the farmers and cause a lot of farmers to not want to farm anymore, then they could have projects like the one in Lears and enlist Guyana and Suriname to start growing food and stuff. And I could put all these hundreds of millions of dollars into these initiatives as opposed to helping the farmers here in Barbados. Why? Because after all, the plan is to disrupt the farmers in Barbados, cripple that industry like they did with sugarcane, and cause us to become dependent on something else external so that others can benefit in a different way. If you become self-sustainable as a people, then I don't have control over you. I can't force you to do stuff because I don't provide certain things for you. But when you provide for yourself, it's a bit difficult to control you. But perhaps Miss Cox would like to come on here one of these nights. That'd be a nice conversation we could have, Angela. Always send me an inbox. That's a possibility that we could see what could happen. That'd be nice. But anyhow, family, on that note, man, the directives comes from bigger fish than those who are put in position. Facts. I mean, that says it all, man. No, I totally agree with you, Miss Cox. I know you were still in the building. Well, thank you for staying on. I agree. There is hell about the guy, but not a word about the vaccine scam. That's why I said that. That's why I said what I said about her saying Barbados should not be guinea pigs, used as guinea pigs. It's almost like they cloned her. We're dealing with a whole different prime servant and not the one I was advocating back then. And this is my point exactly. You know, it only sounds different when you're in that position, but once you get on the position of pilot and navigator, it's a different tune. And that has happened repeatedly between the two of them. We don't need BLP or DLP. They work for the Corporation of Barbados, which is an entity owned by the Europeans and the corporations in Europe for the plantocracy. The people of Barbados got to get into self-governing and governance and start taking care of their own selves and their own communities and stop this, you know, depend on government, but start to deal with each other on a different level and take care of your own needs. Any people who depend on government is going to be led into slavery. It's a fact. The more you become dependent on government, the sooner and closer you are to enslavement. That's just how it goes, man. There's no other way around it. Join us on Friday. We got an elder from Dominica coming in to connect some more dots with this prime servant and other Caribbean islands and some stuff that's going on that we may not even know about. Again, yes, she was raising hell, not because she wanted to raise hell, but because it was good to set the stage to pull off what happened in 2018. But now that she's there, the DLP ain't got nothing to work with because, I mean, after all, their new leader is a former BLP as well. It's a scam. It's all a scam. They know what they're doing. It's the people that don't have a clue. So what are we going to do? The brother said, what are they going to do when the people start acting crazy? I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, but, you know, we'll see. Anyhow, family, that's it for the night. That's all, folks. You know. But that's all, folks. We are the real government. Facts, Jacqueline. Teach. Give thanks. Guidance to you, same way. Guidance to everyone. Family, give thanks for sharing, staying, giving your time and energy. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Friday night, I'm telling you, it's going to be quite interesting. Quite interesting. We're going to touch on some other stuff, man, that needs to be touched on, man. It's about time. Long overdue, man.
I heard the cries of the people.
Yep, be hearing the cries of the people, man.
Leaders fail. We the people gonna hold the government
accountable, man.
Accountable. We the people gonna hold the pharmaceutical companies accountable. Mr. Constable. Accountable.
Oh man, I got you up at night, man. More energy, more energy, more energy to you, man. Bottom line.
Story come to bout. Control population stunt. The leaders them not be up front. Bill Gates safe in a bunk, yeah.
Just don't drink the Kool-Aid.
People die and I know we don't see no leaders I cry wonder why. They must be bad out eyes, yeah. Them say the road so populated. Them when we get frustrated. Them say every black woman and child and black man should be vaccinated. We never come here to be no human guinea pig, yeah. So live, make we live, yeah. For the evil you're doing in the name of goodness, we know there are crimes. So live, make we live, yes now. We the people must hold the government accountable. Tell the Queen's Council accountable. We the people who are only pharmaceutical companies accountable. Tell the Constable.
Yes, family.
We the people who are only leaders and scientists accountable. Tell the Queen's Council.
Tell the Queen's Council. Accountable, man. Ginger. Accountable, family.
For all the people you check with politics every day, you hard times. Trying to do what you did to your ancestors years ago in our time. Hope you know we know what you're up to. We've been reading all sides.
That's right. We know what you've been up to, man. We've been reading all the signs, man. We're reading all the signs. We see you. We see you. Why you watching us? They watching you here. Know that. Accountable, man. Accountable. Rush vaccine. Guinea pigs, right? Tell them, family. Give thanks, family. Y'all have a blessed night. Haile Selassie I, Empress Wazira Menin. One perfect balance, family. One perfect balance. Someone got to be. Tell the Constable. Accountable, family.